Hello and welcome to or back to my channel. If you're new here, glad to have you. My name is Abby. I am a certified independent health coach with Optavia, and today I'm putting my teacher hat on, which I was a teacher for 12 years, so I'm pretty familiar with that hat. That was my life prior to health coaching. I am going to put my teacher hat on and do a Lean and Green 101. What is a Lean and Green? Because people sometimes freak out when they hear that word and they think, I have to make a meal? What? One of the things I love about Optavia so much is that it's not just a diet. It really is a lifestyle change. And learning how to make a lean and green meal is one of the very first ways that we teach you and put you on the path to long-term success. Now, the first thing I want to tell you is don't freak out. This video is going to be a resource for you, and Optavia has put out so many resources, which I'm going to reference in this video, but I personally think this is a big resource, but your coach is the biggest resource. They are your person for anything Optavia related, any question, and they will make sure that you know what a lean and green is and how to make one, because that is an essential piece to this program. So let's go through the basics. If you're Optavia offers several different programs, but probably the one that most people start out on is the Optavia 5-in-1 program. What is that? I have a video, I'll link in the description box below on what the Optavia 5-in-1 program is, but I'm gonna give you the 2-second basic summary right now because that's helpful. Okay, 5-in-1, 5 fuelings from Optavia, which are going to arrive, my hand just looked really big, which are going to arrive in your box each month from Optavia. No thinking, set your alarm every 2 to 3 hours. You eat 5 of those a day. The order of your lean and green does not matter. You can eat it any time of day. It just has to be spread out 2 to 3 hours from your other meals. The idea is that you never go more than 2 to 3 hours without eating while you're awake. Okay, the 1 of 5-in-1 is your lean and green meal. So your lean and green meal is going to be a key component. It's going to be your biggest calorie meal of the day, and it's going to be one that you ideally make at home, or one that you could order from Optavia. We do provide shelf-stable lean and greens, or one that you could order from a restaurant using our dining out guide, which we'll talk more about in a second. So, very most basic level, this guidebook comes in your Optavia box in your first order, Optavia 5-in-1 guide. They've done a couple different versions, so the front could look a little different, the page numbers could be a little off, but it's got all the same great information. So, you're gonna look on the version that I'm looking at, it's pages 18 and 19. It's somewhere around there in all of the versions, but they're going to give you the basic rundown of the lean and green. This thing sits on my counter. It is so easy to reference, and I use it all the time. There's gonna be a couple other documents that I'm gonna reference that I'm going to put online links to in the description box below, as well as show it up across the screen. I think I can figure out how to do that. Anyways, so a lean and green is at the very most basic level, 5 to 7 ounces of protein, and protein could be meat, it could be cheese, it could be fish, it could be tofu, it could be eggs, it could be yogurt. The options are really endless. And 3 servings of vegetables. So 5 to 7 ounces of meat and 3 servings of vegetables. That's your most basic lean and green. When we say a serving of vegetables, anything other than lettuce is going to be a half a cup, or my preference, you can weigh it using a food scale. You are going to need a food scale to do lean and greens well. We're not gonna measure with our eyes. We're not gonna measure with our heart. We're gonna measure with a food scale. I'm also gonna link my favorite food scale in the description box below. There's gonna be so many links in this description box, but guess what? That's because this video is a wealth of knowledge with all the resources that Optavia has given us. You are going to have, in addition to your 5 to 7 ounces of meat and your 3 servings of vegetables, which I did mention was 1/2 cup servings, or you could weigh it, lettuce and spinach are 1 cup for a serving. So if I wanted a salad, say, I could have 3 cups of lettuce. Then we have what's called pause. How do you know? You say 5 to 7 ounces. Is that based on what you feel? No. Your protein serving, 5 to 7 ounces, is based on what type of protein it is. So the chart in your book is going to have 3 different options. Leanest, which is going to be 7 ounces. Leaner is going to be 6 ounces. And lean is going to be 5 ounces. Now, it breaks down all the details for you, but I like to think about it like this. This is the Abby simplified version of this, which is congruent with this list, okay? 5 ounces are going to be things like steak, dark meat chicken, fattier pork. Those are going to be things that are 5 ounces. When you talk about 6 ounces, that's your basic chicken breast. That's a lot of different kinds of fish. It's going to be cheese, reduced fat. It's going to be eggs. And then your 7 ounces are going to be things like fish and 99% fat-free turkey, egg whites, buffalo game meat like elk, deer, lean meat, okay? That is going to be your leanest. So when you're making a lean and green, and we always recommend that people start super simple. There's tons of recipes. You can get it on your Healthy Me page that your coach has set up for you. But at the very start, you're going to be like, hey, I'm going to have a chicken breast. That's 6 ounces. I'm going to measure 6 ounces cooked weight because protein is always cooked. I'm going to measure 6 ounces of cooked chicken. And then I'm going to have my 3 servings of vegetables, which is how much? That's right. Half cup servings. So half cup plus half cup plus half cup for 3 is 1.5 cups of green beans. Or you could do half a cup of green beans and half a cup of cauliflower and half a cup of zucchini squash. So that is how you decide how much meat you're going to need. Now, the thing that tends to confuse most people, or the thing that most clients have questions on, are the condiments and healthy fats. I'm going to insert a clip of the condiment and healthy fat list. I'm also going to link the PDF version down below. This is essential for you to have. It's very necessary to follow this document well. So healthy fats are not optional. That's part of your lean and green. You need to have healthy fats in your diet. And the way I think about it is this. If I eat steak, a 5 ounce thing, something that's lean, I don't need a healthy fat. It already has my 2 servings of healthy fat included. If I eat chicken breast or my 6 ounce leaner meal, I need 1 healthy fat. And a healthy fat could be anything from butter to avocado to olive oil, cheese. There's so many different options. Salad dressing, it's a good one. That's going to be all listed in that healthy fats document. And if I'm eating game or egg whites or turkey or shrimp, anything like that that's a leanest category, I'm going to need 2. So let's say tonight I had turkey meatballs and they were the lean and green, 99% fat-free ground turkey. I needed to add 2 healthy fats. So I added some cheese and my sauce, the dressing, had some healthy fat as well. Condiments, on the other hand, those are not necessary. They're not essential. You may use them. You have 3 condiments a day to spend. Those are also listed in that healthy fat document, but you don't have to use them. So if you just want to have plain grilled chicken breast with nothing on it and your plain vegetables with nothing on it, and you incorporate your healthy fat, maybe you sauteed your vegetables in a little 1 teaspoon of olive oil, then that's all you have to have. You don't have to have any extra. But people like to use condiments on things like almond milk with their shakes or in their coffee, or sometimes they'll use sugar-free syrup in their coffee or sugar-free ketchup to dunk their chicken in. Those are the type of things that count as condiments. So condiments are optional. That's why we call them optional condiments. And then healthy fats are essential, and you determine how many healthy fats you need based on the portion size according to this document. So in my opinion, the 3 documents that are absolutely essential to your healthy lean and green journey of life here is the guide with the lean and green chart, the vegetable conversion chart that tells you how much weight of each veggie you use. I like that because it's you get more than if you just did the half cup servings. Because how does a bell pepper fit into a half cup? It's kind of hard. So weighing it's really easy. And then also the condiment and healthy fat list. It's 1 document. So those are the 3 documents, your 3 keys to success on the lean and green. And I know this can sound like a lot, but just like anything else, once you're a week in and you've practiced it every day, it's going to become really easy to you. And you're going to be able to do it and start to recognize what those portions look like without your food scale after you transition off the 5-in-1 program. So in review, lean and green 101, 5 to 7 ounces of protein, 3 servings of vegetables, the appropriate serving of healthy fat, 0, 1, or 2, and you have the optional condiment list. That's it, guys. Super, super easy once you get the hang of it. Like I said, lean into your coach. I'm going to link my favorite products for Lean and Green's food scale, that stuff below, as well as all the documents you need for this journey. Don't be overwhelmed. It's a great skill to learn as you work for optimal health in your entire life, how to fashion the perfect Lean and Green meal. I want to make one more caution. Any recipe that your coaches are posting in your Healthy Me page on Facebook, those should be curated and investigated by them to make sure that those should be fine. But if you're just like Googling Lean and Green recipes on Pinterest, or there's different websites, be leery. Some of them might not be completely accurate. So always check with your coach if you have a question. In your mind, you can always look at it and say, okay, are those protein servings there? Are the veggie servings there? I forgot to mention one more thing. The dining out guide is so important. That's the fourth document. So I guess technically there are four. Optavia has both a little book dining out guide and a PDF version, which I just like to keep downloaded in the files on my phone so I can look at it no matter what restaurant I'm at. It's going to tell you what to order at some of the most popular restaurants around the US, and also give you a guide based on what kind of food you're going to see, like Chinese, Italian, burgers, whatever, things to look out for, like, hey, avoid the bun or get the sauce on the side or whatever. So it's a super, super useful document. And, ideally we cook at home so we know exactly what goes into our food, but eating out is part of life and part of being social, and it happens. So Optavia is there for you in that too. Once again, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out in the comments down below. Lean into your personal coach. If you don't have one, hey, reach out to me. I'd love to help too. And you can always connect down below. Like and follow for more.